Welcome to Photo Philosophy Episode 1. This is Lars, and with this episode I kind of want to try out a new project where I basically take a photo of mine which inspired me to have some philosophical thoughts, and I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to talk about what kind of thoughts came to my mind. The first episode is about patience. This is the image, and it shows a snowy egret, or some kind of egret, sitting on a rock by a river. And when I took this image, there was one keyword that immediately came to my mind. And the keyword is patience. Because you see this bird sat there for quite a while, waiting probably for a fish to catch. And I took a long exposure shot because there was stuff floating on the river, and it kind of created these streaks, and it looks a little bit like a yin and yang symbol to me, which I absolutely love. And I wrote down five keywords which came to my mind. The first one I already told you is patience. It's the main keyword that came to my mind. The second one is turmoil, because of the environment the bird sits in, and the streaks of the stuff floating in the river kind of make me think of turmoil. And then I thought about time, the third keyword, which led me to think about flow, the fourth keyword. And then the last one I already told you as well. The fifth keyword is yin and yang. And I tried to create a phrase with these keywords, and I came up with the following. The turmoil in life can be mastered with patience, because time flows through the valley of yin and yang. And I sat there by the river, and I thought about what I just wrote down. I tried to figure out what exactly does it mean, and how can I explain it to other people. So let me try and do that right now. Let me start with the last part of the phrase, which says time flows through the valley of yin and yang. The principle of yin and yang is simply that good is part of evil and evil is part of good. Or to make it more generally, if you could divide the world into A and B, A is always part of B and B is always part of A. Now, time is a function of change. You can only measure time if you have change. If nothing changes, you couldn't say how much time has passed. And if you think about a moment in your life, if you try to remember a moment of your life, think about how much time do you actually remember as being the moment. It could be a split second of, for example, when you met a truly inspiring person. Or it could be a whole year when you lived in a war zone and every day was the same awful struggle to survive. So time can be infinitely short, but also infinitely long. And this is kind of the principle of yin and yang. And so the turmoil in life can be mastered with patience, because time flows through the valley of yin and yang. And that basically means that the turmoil in life is always a result of not being patient, because life is ever changing and we don't get what we want all the time. Sometimes we want A, but we get B. And this could be a prolonged phase of getting B while you want A, which leads to frustration, because after all, B is not what you want. But it's not in your control all the time to change that. And so the only way to transcend your frustration and to master the turmoil in life is to sit with patience. And when I took this shot, just before I took it, there was a heavy rain cloud above me, and I covered myself with a raincoat and waited for the rain to pass. And I felt that frustration was rising inside of me, because I wanted that rain to pass, but it didn't for a while. And so I realized that I cannot make this rain stop. So I have to accept that it is here now. And I have to be patient and let it pass when it will pass. And this kinda dissolved the feeling of frustration, because I didn't feel responsible for the rain to still be here, even though I wanted it to pass. I didn't feel bad about it still being here. And this is true for any kind of situation in life where you want A, but you get B. And there's a certain amount of control you have about the result, but compared to the whole force of the universe, it's very small. And so you have to be patient, because otherwise frustration will give you more and more turmoil in life, and you won't be happy anymore. So the turmoil in life can be mastered with patience, because time flows through the valley of yin and yang.